Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. It is a bad week for the stock market so far, and as usual, we are looking at how the emails highlight stocks performed and what can we expect going forward. So last week we left off with DBS and UMS. Then of course we have AEM, UOL. We shall see how these counter performs, plus Keppel, and Venture and Wilma. So these are the counters that we are going to recap. Okay, let's add in city development and Citrum. Okay, then we'll look at Sembcorp. So after I discussed Sembcorp in the video, I actually mentioned that it is looking bullish and is poised for a breakout. So it did break out. So we're going to look at it, and thereafter I straight away post it in the email as well. And we'll look at how sets ComfortDelGro, iFast, Riverstones perform. So let's take a look at what is about ComfortDelGro and iFast in the email first, then we move on. So we can see the email here. ComfortDelGro is actually in the uptrend and pending for a breakout above 141. So a successful breakout can help the counter to go to the next resistance at 149. iFast was a bullish front back then in the month of December, and I was having a good rebound, and then it did not really manage to follow through as expected towards 51, but instead it pulled back. We're going to look at it later. Then we have Riverstone. So Riverstone was posted yesterday, where we can see a consolidation over here. Look at the volume is going down. And what we want to see going forward is a breakout above this downtrend line, and therefore continuing its upward movement towards 74 and beyond if possible. Okay, so let's take a look at the charts over here. So we have Riverstone right on the screen right now. So let's just go ahead and talk about Riverstone here. So we are looking at Riverstone. The stocks actually went up yesterday with high volume. Okay, this is a positive sign, but due to the market weakness, I see that the stocks did not follow through its bullish momentum, and it start to trade back to 71, 70 and a half. Okay, and technically, if you look at it, it's not really a bad sign, right? Especially if you see it is still slightly above its downtrend line, and the volume of this weakness is not high as yet. So currently it's 10:21 a.m. So it is not as high yet. So what we want to look forward is that if the volume maintain low like previous times, and the counter can close at a decent 71 level, there might be still chance for the counter to hit 74, and 74 will be important, because once 74 is broken, then we can see the uptrend continues. So generally the counter is moving up. No doubt in between you can see some consolidation. So it's very normal for the counter. So probably Riverstone is not for a quick profit type of counters, but rather you have to watch for more potential consolidation coming in. Then a good breakout would help the counter to go higher like the previous time. Then we have Comfort Delgro. So Comfort Delgro's uptrend is still there, very much there, but it did not break out from 141 yet. So it is, as you can see from the chart here, it is testing 141 for a few days already and still yet to break out. So we have to wait patiently for that to happen, and even may expect the counter to continue to consolidate for an extended period before it can break out. Like the previously, ComfortDelGro was consolidating here before it can successfully break out. So the pattern is that after a breakout, right, from ComfortDelGro, it has a chance to continue go up. But before that breakout, we tend to observe that there are some extended period of consolidation over here and over here. So do expect this to happen again. iFast as I mentioned, the strong rally here did not turn out to have a positive impact to the counter as it returned back to selling. Especially this candle was not particularly bullish. So the follow-through candle is a bad sign as well. But the good thing is that the volume is low. Now, for those who don't know, this is a doji pattern, and typically we won't like this doji pattern at the top. Okay, and we can see iFast was somewhere near its recent high over here. This is the recent high, and the higher point was the 851 resistance. So the selling pressure continues. Again, good news is that the volume isn't that high, but we still need to be wary that if this were to persist back to 778, right, that will be a sign to tell us that the current trend or the overall strength of the bull run over here, right, it's potentially coming towards the end, because right, if we hit 776, it will form a topish pattern, potentially looking like a head and shoulder pattern. And once this head and shoulder pattern have a breakdown, then we will see more potential downside for this iFast. But then again, previously it had this similar topish pattern where there's a breakdown, but it turned out to be a recovery for the counter. It turned out to be a false alarm. Okay, and just nice. This is a new quarter, the beginning of the year, a new quarter, and results will be coming. So got to watch out for its result as well, and all the counters results that are coming out. If they are good, then we will be seeing a reversal again, means a recovery like this previous fake sell off. Then after that, the stocks recovered strongly all the way up to 854. Okay, so I got to keep our feet on the run to see that all these signs appear, whether it's bullish or bearish, and then take action accordingly. Next, we'll be looking at these few counters that I do mention in this previous video, like ComfortDelGro, not Comfort, sorry, I beg your pardon. Sengkang Industry. Sengkang Industry, I mentioned here last week, you remember that it is about to break up on its resistance, and it did. The only regret is that it did not strongly follow through after that. It did went to around 540 range, 537, 538 range. Then still pending for more upward movement towards the next level, which is the 565 level, okay, which is a resistance here. And overall, okay, we will expect this huge head and shoulder pattern to hopefully turn out to be a positive one for the counter and lead this counter back to its high at around 602, 603 projected target. So let's see how the stocks will perform over here. So holding above 526 will be important right now, and going above 540 will increase its chance to go towards 565 resistance. And if bigger picture projections were to turn out good for the counter, then we will be expecting 6.03 get retested again. Sets, we have slight issue here with slight issue because after tested this resistance at 278, the counter did not manage to break out but pull back. So this pullback seems to be a subtle one. Okay, so this slight issue here that I mentioned about is that it has still a some points to go down, okay, because its support is at 266, and then the counter is on a sideway. So if it maintain its sideway, then this 266 support will be tested again. Of course, things are not definite. There might be some change in direction, right? So if there's a change in direction, then we will see the counter hold above 270 range, above 270 price, and then go back to 278 and break out from there. Then you can see a potential continuation of its previous trend. So you look at this counter is moved from 240 all the way to 278. So overall, if you look at the directions, is still very much up, okay, but it's just that on the short-term basis, we are seeing a consolidation or sideway over here. So we need a breakout, right, to return back to its bullish way. Okay, and let's take a look at Keppel Corp. So Keppel Corp, you would see that the stocks was pretty strong over here. Okay, despite a doji here, the counter was able to recover, but today there's no follow through buying. But overall, the trend is still very much there. The uptrend is still very much there, and we still got to wait out to see where Keppel Corp will hit to, because previous last week I mentioned about breaking above this 695 resistance, and it did. And of course, it struggled to move higher due to the next resistance. So it went to 705, similarly attempt to successfully broken out from that level, but seems to be a whipsaw currently. And if it can go back up, of course, above 705, then 717 will be the new resistance to meet. And once it clear this 717, then we shall see ourselves at the summit again. So Keppel Corp's upcoming result could be pivotal to help the stocks to maintain its uptrend. The next counter that just want to discuss is AEM and UOL. So AEM and UOL, last week I mentioned about the symmetrical triangle, and we can see AEM broken out and did not move up to 36 360 level yet, and start to pull back. And the pullback really got to coincide with the US, because the US tech has been pulling back fiercely because of one thing maybe is profit taking, the others is way too high, and you need a nice small correction before it can continue its rally in January. Points to take note is that AEM is now resting at its previous downtrend line, now turned as a support. And what you really need to see is a good closing. So maybe 340, 341 will be nice. And a rebound from there back to 348 and break out, and to see 360 level. So the ultimate target will be 394 resistance. Okay, so that will be the ultimate target, right? 394 or 392 major resistance, but in between there will be 360 and 372 resistance to break. And let's see whether AEM can really rally up towards $4. Okay, but now for now is to see whether this counter can hold at this downtrend support line. Okay. UOL, right, as after posted, UOL did went up, and yeah, some make some small profit over there if at this 632 level before the stocks pull back. Very much remain in its symmetrical triangle because the breakout isn't that successful as yet. So we can see the symmetrical triangle remains intact until the breakout happen. Then we can see a potential move towards a higher level. So that breakout prefer to be a solid white candle, right? Prefer to be like that. Okay, and then we see follow through buying, right, all the way up to the next level, probably to the major resistance at 665. Okay, so we have to wait patiently for the market to return back to its strength. Currently, just see through this sell off. Okay. Next, let's see what counter that we have. So yeah, we have covered right most, but we left with a few counters, like maybe DBS, UMS, Keppel we talk about it, Venture, Wilma. Okay, so let's come to DBS. So you can see DBS upwards momentum come to a halt, as we can see some pullback. But the volume, as you take note here, is not high. So let's see whether after the stocks can contain this selling, form another higher low, and then go back to 33.92 or 34 levels. Okay, so it's remain to be seen whether the bank can reverse right away, but we plot the uptrend line here, right? This is a potential support for DBS, and yeah, a good closing today, right, around 33.08 will be nice for DBS. UMS, unfortunately, 133 resistance, 133 resistance tend to be a tough nut to crack. It did went up to 134, 135, but did not continue higher, and pullback start to happen. So you very much remains in its ascending triangle pattern. Okay, and more patience needed for this counter, and to see whether it can reverse back up to 135 and break up from there to continue higher. So for the tech, I do think that the weakness will hold back its rally for now. So let's see whether this week, right, the non-farm payroll numbers, is it good or bad? So if it's bad, then it increases the probability the rate cut will be faster than expected, while the tax are more sensitive to the rate height. So got to take note of that as well. Okay, so if the rate is cutting, so the tech will be doing well. So we have to watch out for the possible changes in the market. So for now, I think if we follow the chart, it will be a continuous waiting for this counter. Then let's take a look at the venture. So venture, again, after discussion last week, it continued to go higher, and it had a very great run over here on this particular day, on the first day of New Year, right? The first day of trading. And the unfortunate thing is the next day it give up the gain. The good thing is now it doesn't have any follow-through selling as yet. So let's see whether it can close higher at about 1384. Then there might be some more upside coming in for this counter. Okay, so let's see how it would perform. Wilma, just a quick recap. Last week we discussed about hitting 357 resistance, and it did hit. And this 357 resistance proved to be a tough nut to crack, as it attempted to break out twice and it did not succeed in breaking out this resistance. So pull back to this support level at 350, and let's hope that this support holds and form a higher low. Then a breakout will be nice for it to continue higher towards the next resistance at 364. City development, it was promising, but and yet disappointing now, because it was going towards a higher action to 676 resistance. But you can see these three candles like putting up three joysticks for the counter, and in the end, this three joystick turned out to be a bearish reversal sign, and in the end, the stocks pulled back to where it started its run. So again, we have to wait for the next run to happen. So let's see, any bullish reversal pattern will form up here. Next will be Citrum. Citrum has a series of wins in contract like Shell, given them a new contract, but it experienced a sell-off yesterday, and it's right now testing the support level. Very important one. It could present an opportunity if it can rebound from this support level and then start to move back towards the resistance now at 120, and then continue or move into a longer term uptrend. Okay, so now we can see that we have a low, higher low, and if this is going to be a higher low and breakout subsequently for a higher high, then it will be a good sign for us. Okay, so let's hope and see. Now let's go to the index. STI is back at support level, and typically if you observe STI, going back to support level is not a very good sign, especially when you start to pull back. It doesn't tend to rebound very nicely, right, into a trend, especially if it's a pullback with magnitude. Case in point is like this. So you can see here. So you see it pull back. So normal TA will say, oh, this rebound higher low, then continue go up higher, as everybody will expect it. Right. See, this is the same. So you see a strong pullback, higher low, but no, it died. So similar like this as well. So the real thing for the index is that when it is going up, it won't have a very steep pullback, but rather it would consolidate. Okay, it will consolidate if it's going up. So it's like this, something like this, and looking at something like this. So it won't really have a steep pullback. So the moment when you start to see steep pullback like this, you do expect some more downward action. Many times I observed this. So when the index were to pull back, like this, then we will expect more weakness coming in potentially. Okay, so hopefully I'm proven wrong this time around. But the history shows that the index always behave like this. I also don't know why, right? It doesn't have a very nice coherent pattern to to the TA side. Okay, so similar to Hang Seng, if you notice, right, most of the time once it start to pull back towards support level, it always pull back. Okay, there will be a few rare occasion, right, to help the index recover. Hang Seng is better in this way compared to STI, like like this. Okay, but generally, if you look at the index, is still weak, and it couldn't shake off the overall selling or the overall downtrend over here. So if I plot a downtrend line on a recent peak, of course, it is still very much in a downtrend. Now, if you want to look at the overall, the many multi-years of downtrend, so since it peaked in 2022, so it had been a very bad downtrend here. So this peak over here. So let's plot a downtrend line here. So you can see the downtrend. Right, so you can see it struggles along this downtrend line, long-term downtrend line. Okay, struggle along this long-term downtrend line, and seems that it is not ready to go back in uptrend. So on the new year, the president has spoken. The president of China has spoken, and he aimed to improve the economy this year, and hopefully Hang Seng can recover and shake off this long-term downtrend line for good, and then move up to hit at least 22,619, and of course the higher the better. The US market S&P 500 begin its descent down already after its record run in November to December. Then now it is feeling the pinch, as you can see, somewhat high volume selling here, where people will start to take profit. So it supports here at 4700 thereabout. Okay, it's looking at some okay, absorption of selling, right? Then hopefully there's some rebound coming in, right? Not to go down one straight line like the STI whenever it faces selling pressure. So hopefully there's some rebound coming in. Of course, that will also indirectly help STI from going down in one straight line. Okay. For now, got to watch out for S&P 500, because by going back to this support level over here, actually can create a trouble where it may form a topish pattern like double top, head and shoulder, etc. That would go for a longer downside, or a lower level for the market. So we got to watch as the market trades. Okay, so thanks for viewing this week's video. Yeah, so we got to bear through this run, or bear through this run, this bear run, and then hopefully the spring will come up next week. Okay, so see you again next week.